name's Alex Miller. I play as Kanu7 on PokerStars. I've been a member of PokerStars Team Online since about October 2013. My main game is definitely high stakes no limit hold'em. I play a little bit of 10-20, but in general I'm playing 25-50 and above, just up to the highest stakes that they have online, which is 200-400 on PokerStars, a $40,000 buy-in for each table. The best poker players in the world, yeah, will play these games for sure. Unless you're playing in the huge games that you see in Macau, I mean, these are some of the biggest games around. The first time I ever heard of poker even, I think, was after my second year of university. I was just chilling out sort of in the summer and started watching a bit on TV. You know, I deposited maybe like £10 or £20 or something. So I guess for the first year, I was definitely just messing about, I guess. I was playing one table, I was, you know, free rolls, $1 tournaments, and then the second year that I started playing, which was my final year of university, I joined up and signed up to the Warwick Poker Society, and they held a tournament every Monday evening. There was some guys playing mid-stakes online who also played at the Poker Society, and I guess that kind of inspired me to sort of realise that these guys are making thousands of dollars a month playing poker. Maybe I could do this too.
Yeah, I love playing football actually. I play once a week, sort of five-a-sides. On the evening we play, there's I think 5 or 6 leagues, and we play sort of in the top league of those and sort of generally finish in the top half of the table. So we kind of, for complete amateurs, you know, we take it relatively seriously, but obviously it's mainly just a bit of fun.
Alex gets his poker screen name from his ability at football. He plays very, very similarly to the Nigerian footballer Kanu7. He's just very tall, gangly football player. A bit awkward on the ball, but he's very, very effective.
I mean, so many things go into success as a poker player, but definitely a big one for me has been the people that I've known throughout my poker career.
So I was playing 400 NL 6 max at the time, and Kanu had been playing lower and had just stepped up, and I knew him through guys, like we were already friends at this point, and I was like, here's this guy we know stepping up, and then it became quite apparent quite quickly that he was a lot better than us.
It was really just sort of a moment where it clicked, I suppose, and I went from breaking even to becoming quite a big winner.
Every limit he got to, it became very possible that he was going to get to the next.
It really was just snowballing. Like every month I was moving up a limit. I think it took me about 9 months to get from playing my last hands at 100 NL to playing my first hands at 5k NL, so 25-50.
We certainly treat Alex's opinion about poker in very high regard because he is probably one of the best hold'em players in the world. But also he's just our friend, you know.
You could probably split my poker career into 2 almost. And the first half of it was very much about being competitive with other people and sort of understanding how people think. That got me up to 25-50 basically. The second half of my poker career, all of that stuff from the first half went into the background a bit, and it's been more about improving how I play poker, how I think about ranges, so I'm raising some of the time, calling some of the time with strong hands and all that sort of stuff to make sure that I'm not leaving myself open to other people exploiting me.
He learned about game theory a lot earlier than everyone else. At the time, everyone was playing a very exploitative style, and he was one of the first people I knew about that was really trying to use game theory in his style of playing.
Simon introduced me to game theory, so we lived together in the London house, and then me and Simon moved to Bristol together as well.
I think I just lent you that book actually, the Mathematics
You lent
of
me the
Poker.
book, but before that, I remember you saying that there was a way that you could play that means that no one could beat you. You know, like typical game theory concept of there being an optimal way to play that no one could beat. And
yeah.
I was kind of like on the
God, I remember that. Yeah.
I was like, no, you could just adjust. Like there'd be a way to beat it. Like you can't tell the opponent your strategy and then still beat them. And then we talked about it quite a bit. I was resistant at first, but yeah, we did. Got me in the end.
I think he just did very well from that. Like if you end up playing in a game theory optimal way and your opponents are trying to exploit you, then most of the time they're going to be making mistakes that you're not. And I think that's where he made a lot of money in like the sort of mid stage of his career.
A lot of people get fed up with poker. I mean, even friends of mine that play poker for a long time, they end up being a bit disillusioned with it, a bit fed up of the game. And I think the main reason that I haven't felt like that is because I'm always aiming at something. I think if I was just grinding out the same limits, there were limits above me, but I didn't feel good enough to play them, and I was just grinding out a solid win rate or whatever, I think I would get bored. I really like the game of poker itself, but it's not enough on its own, and there has to be sort of a target to aim at, a way to improve, a way to do better than I'm currently doing, and that's what motivates me, I think. I've never quite made it to #1 in the world, I wouldn't say. There's never been a time where I describe myself as having an edge on everyone else in the world, heads up, for example. So there's always been someone there that I'm aiming at. So I'm constantly working on my game still, like trying to find new ways to make it to the very top and be the very best player. I remember back when I started and I had no idea that I'd get anywhere near where I have now. That was amazing, really, that period of time, just shooting up through the limits. Kind of felt like a mountain, I suppose, where, at the bottom rungs, and then every time I move up, you're kind of getting to a smaller and smaller player pool, and each step that you take is so much harder than the step before. It was always the goal to get to the next stage, the next rung on the ladder, the next sort of slope on the mountain. I mean, now that I'm so close, it kind of feels like having got all that way and all the way right to the top of the mountain, just to take that last 1 or 2 steps, feels like something that would be just so good to be able to do, and to be able to look back on my poker career at some point and say, for that amount of time, I was the best player around.
I guess I'm thinking back to when I started out playing poker. I was just playing for fun, playing at university. So yeah, I guess to be here now, yeah, it's pretty cool. So thank you very much to Love Magazine. Thank you to the panel. That's great.